I've spoken to a few builders like, oh, we may be too small to be able to actually help you guys. I'm like, no, you're the ideal client.
What do you think's the biggest barrier to working with you? Like, is it they just don't know that they have that opportunity?
I think just educating the builder about what a buying group is.
Yeah.
A lot of builders don't know buying groups exist.
Is it just cost savings that you negotiate, or do you negotiate other stuff for them as well?
We also negotiate further service terms with the suppliers too. Our builders get 1 hour free on the wait times of trucks on site when generally it's between 30 to 45 minutes.
What does a buying group do, and how does it help builders?
So essentially in today's day and age, all builders suffering in the economy of how competitive things are. So that's what the purpose of our business is to help them increase their margins and receive much more competitive rates with suppliers.
Is there anything else we need to know about asset builders before you go?
The only other thing you need to know is
Welcome to the Builders Ladder podcast. We're actually doing a special episode backstage at the Builders Summit, the TPB Builders Summit in Sydney. And I'm here with Mohammed Brais from Asset Builders. Welcome.
Hello everyone. As Brendan said, my name's Mohammed. I'm the New South Wales manager for Asset Builders, and essentially we're a buying group for independent builders.
Awesome. So what does that, break that down for me. What does a buying group do, and how does it help builders?
Yeah, good question. So essentially in today's day and age, all builders are suffering in the economy of how competitive things are. So that's what the purpose of our business is to help them increase their margins and receive much more competitive rates with suppliers. The way we are able to do that is builders get rates from suppliers when making orders dependent on the volume that they do. So what we do is we work with a big network of builders over the east coast of Australia. So currently we have about more than 500, I'd say, and about more than 150 in New South Wales that I take care of. And with those guys, we use their collective volume as a group to negotiate deals with the suppliers on their behalf. So what we'll do is now these builders are pretty much getting reflective pricing of what a big volume builder is doing, even though they may be a tiny builder that builds 2 homes a year, 5 homes a year, 10 homes a year, whatever it is. Everyone generally tends to benefit quite significantly. So it's a pretty good process, and it's amazing to see the impact that we have on our members and how much money we're able to help them save.
What's an example of that where you can help them? Have you got a specific example where you've done a deal and it's helped them?
Yeah. So most recently we have finalized a new deal with a timber supplier, ATS Building Products, who we work with closely. And as an example, one of our members just finished up a project in Mossman, and he let me know on that specific project using ATS compared to his previous supplier, he saved over 30% just on the timber products alone through that. Along with that, he used us for concrete, where he was saving more than 15% by the cubic meter rate compared to what he was paying. And even the reinforcement, still, he saved quite a significant amount as well. So it's been good to be able to help him on that specific project himself. And that knock-on effect goes to all of our other members. Everyone benefits in their own ways. And we have so many suppliers that work with us over a range of different categories, where every builder has an opportunity to save in one space.
Do you find that the current economic environment, the cost of fuel and price increases from suppliers, that's motivating people to look at something like Asset Builders?
Yeah, definitely. I think now that, like you said, with the fuel increases and stuff like that, being able to have stability in pricing, and look, at the end of the day, we also work closely with our suppliers. We understand that they also need to drive costs up so that they don't go broke themselves. So even in cases where some of our suppliers have notified us they have to do things to be able to adjust to those things, we sit down on behalf of our members, and even though there might be a tiny little tweak in the rates temporarily, it's still not at the extent that they've advertised to all the other builders directly. So we're able to negotiate all their temporary increases and things like that on behalf of the group as well. And I think the most important thing is that we're very member driven. All the suppliers we bring on board within the group are voted within our network. So we don't choose which supplier to go ahead with. Our builders will say, hey, can you meet up with this supplier and that supplier, in a whole process that we do. And by the end of it, our builders actually vote who they think is the most suitable to service the group moving forward, based on the service opportunities they've provided to the group, and also the rates that we've secured on their behalf too.
Yeah, all right. So it's like a co-op, kind of a co-op model?
Almost. It's kind of like a broker on behalf of builders, to be honest.
Right.
It's almost like they're getting their own procurement manager almost, where procurement managers charge over hundreds of $1,000s a year, and they getting the cost of us to do that for $59 a month.
Right.
So,
But they have the negotiating power of the whole group, right?
exactly, yeah. So I've spoken to a few builders like, oh, we may be too small to be able to actually help you guys. I'm like, no, you're the ideal client. So you're the guy, exactly, you're small. You're not getting rates that are reflective of the type of work you do because you don't have volume, right? That shouldn't matter. I see so many builders. I talk to so many different guys and we do some price comparisons for them, and to see from my end so many builders purchasing the exact same product from a different supplier and every single one of them is quoted at a different price, even though it's the same thing, I can't fathom that.
Right.
And they don't understand that, right? So we tell them, look, no matter if you build 50 homes a year or 3 homes a year, everyone within the group is treated the same and we all benefit in one way or another. So whereas one builder that may do a lot of volume in concrete, he can help the smaller guys that don't do much in concrete using his volume to help those guys, but he may not do much in timber. So those other smaller guys may do a lot more in the timber, but not much in the concrete. Now their volume is helping him out with being able to place orders in those categories. So there's plenty of different ways guys benefit. We have guys that will use us just for skip bins and tipping, and they save so much just through that process. Some guys will use us for everything, and that's amazing that we're able to help them in so many different facets of their business. And then there's a few guys that use us for 2 and 3 suppliers. Everyone benefits in their own ways, and that's what's most rewarding to see, is that everyone suffers in different aspects of their own business, and for us to be able to help them in one way or another is it's amazing to see.
Hey, quick pause on today's episode. If you're listening to this and thinking, that sounds like my business, then let me take a minute to tell you who we are and what we do. Hi, I'm Marty Amos, founder and CEO of The Professional Builder. We've worked with over 3,100 building company owners since 2004. And what we do is we help you install specific systems into your business, like the 10-step sales process, so you're converting more of the quotes that you're putting out without competing on price. Marketing systems that turn your word of mouth into something predictable rather than just hoping that the phone rings. Financial reporting from our in-house team of specialists, so you know exactly how every job is progressing, where you're at in terms of work in progress, and your back costing in real time. Not finding out 3 months later when your accountant tells you the bad news. We help you get your org chart right so you got the right people on the right bus in the right seats without having to micromanage them and stand over them. Then we help you hire those people and get rid of the bad eggs. So we'll help you build a pipeline, add the right margins, so you can actually pay yourself what you're worth. So if you're doing over 500,000 in revenue and you know something needs to change, but you're not sure where to start, jump on theprofessionalbuilder.com. You can either book a call, speak directly with one of our team, or take the business health audit quiz to find out where your biggest constraint is right now that's holding you back. So if you book a call, just mention you came from the podcast and the guys will be happy to have a chat and answer any questions you've got. No pressure, no pitch. All right, let's get back to it.
What do you think's the biggest barrier to working with you? Like, is it they just don't know that they have that opportunity, or you tell them? Then
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is just educating the builder about what a buying group is.
Yeah.
A lot of builders don't know buying groups exist, especially in Australia. And I think the biggest thing for them to understand is their suppliers are using buying groups themselves. All timber suppliers are part of buying groups to get their timber through to their own selves. So if they're part of buying groups, why shouldn't the builders be part of a buying group? So just educating them on what a buying group is the most important thing, and just to show them that there is ways to go around being able to be more competitive in rather than just negotiating and sending out multiple quotes to different suppliers, because they don't want to be labeled as a tire kicker themselves as well. So just letting them know that we exist and having that conversation as to show them, okay, sweet, we can have a look at what you're currently paying for things, where you think you need to be better at, and then hopefully from there we can help them in more than one way and being able to help them save on materials moving forward.
is it just cost savings that you negotiate, or do you negotiate other stuff for them as well?
Yeah, good question. Things like, it's not just the cost savings, we also negotiate further service terms with the suppliers too. So things like with our concrete supplier at the moment, most builders nowadays end up paying more on surcharges for wait times on trucks or returning cubic meter rates of concrete and things like that, where with our supplier, our builders get 1 hour free on the wait times of trucks on site, when generally it's between 30 to 45 minutes. So being able to alleviate that stress that they need to hurry up on site and get rid of those trucks before they're getting all these extra surcharges just gets rid of that stress for those guys as well. And it ends up, and for some of those guys, it ends up saving more than the actual cubic meter rate itself, is that they're not having to pay all these surcharges. So it's funny to see there's all these different aspects, and it's not just
Do you think they were
materials.
aware of that before you guys introduced the idea to them? That's something you can negotiate? Or?
Yeah. So like when I tell them, like sometimes it's more often than not that the guys are actually more impressed with the service terms that we'll be able to negotiate than the actual rate itself. So some guys like, oh yeah, I'm maybe getting X, Y, and Z rate, which is maybe ours is slightly still more competitive, but he's still getting a very good rate, which is good for him. He's done a pretty good job to negotiate something like that. But then I'm like, oh, but what's your wait times on the trucks? Like, oh, 30 minutes. I'm like, all right, what if I told you can get double that now? And he's like, oh, okay, that's it. Now you spike my interest a bit more. So there's so many different avenues and ways that we can help them out. And it's not just the physical building materials too. We're partnered with a bunch of different coaching, well, the professional builder example, right? Working with you guys, our builders get the opportunity to come along to these events because we help them with being able to get tickets and things like that. We work with other agencies as well that help builders with like marketing or things like building websites and things like that. All these other aspects of their business that may be a cost to them or a bottleneck to them, we can help them out. Just having the network with that we have built, we're able to also introduce them to other people that may be able to help them or may know someone that can help them with whatever issues that they're facing as well. So as important as it is for the rates and the deals that we've secured, it's the network that we've built is incredible as well.
How long has Asset Builders been going?
Yeah, we've been operating for more than 25 years now. In 1998, it first begun. All started as a big idea presented by our director, who's sadly not with us anymore, Pat. He pretty much begun in the Shire and went out with this idea to all these builders, hey, why don't we all combine forces to be able to negotiate rates with suppliers? So the biggest challenge obviously is when starting this up is you need to have the deals to bring on board the builders, but you also need to have the builders to negotiate the deals. So he got a bunch of people to believe in this whole concept and idea, which is obviously come into fruition for what it is today. And now we're growing as fast as ever, to the point the company's went from like this to that in the space of a year. And I think now that we've got deals in place for almost every single material, it's kind of just at the point where it's like the builder can just take advantage of it now. There's no having to wait for us to secure a deal with someone or anything like that. Everything is all sorted.
It's reached
now.
critical mass, as they say.
Yeah, literally, yeah. So now it's just like, it's here for you to be used. What's stopping you, essentially? So
what's the best way for them to get involved if they do want to work with you guys or find out more?
Yeah, well, obviously through the TPB network, you can obviously ask one of the coaches that work with you guys to give themselves an introduction to us. Otherwise, they can visit us on our website at assetbuilders.com.au. We're actually in the process of building a newer website, so it'll look even better very soon. Otherwise, you can go on the Instagram page and my contact details, or my general manager Hannah's will be on there as well. Feel free to reach out to myself if you're from New South Wales. I look after all the guys here. Hannah looks after all the guys in Victoria, and Shay also looks after all the builders down in Queensland as well. So we've got a rep set up everywhere, and just get in touch with us. Email, phone number, all that stuff is on the websites and all on our social pages. So if you want to save money, then come have a chat.
Awesome. Is there anything else we need to know about Asset Builders before you go?
The only other thing you need to know is you're doing a disservice by not using us. So that's pretty much it.
That's a good way to finish, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
You.